Hello everyone. So, we will be doing the computer graphics lab class 2 today. So, in the last class, we have studied that how to write or what is the syntax for writing the computer graphics programs in C language and where to run this program in Dev C++. So, now we will be studying the programs one by one. So, let me share my screen. Okay. So this is the console where we stopped last day. So let us do a simple program today. That is, the program is to find out the resolution of the screen. So this is a program to find out the resolution of the screen. Okay. Okay. So this, as we have studied, that this section of the code is compulsory for each and every program. So whatever the logic is, I will write it in this section of my code. So there are two functions. Okay, in graphics.h library, a lot of functions are there. That is, you can a few programs, few things in a program, you can get the output by running the inbuilt functions, and few programs in addition to the inbuilt functions you need to write some extra codes. So there are a lot of inbuilt functions in graphics.h. So all the inbuilt functions we won't be studying. Few of the inbuilt functions we will be studying, which we will be needing in order in our subsequent programs. So the first inbuilt function is, there is a function which says get max x, bracket open, bracket close, and there is another function which says get max y, bracket open, bracket close. Now what does this get max x function does? It gets, or it gets as output, that what is the maximum x coordinate in your screen, and get max y, what does this do? That is, it takes or gives you the result of what is the maximum y coordinate in your screen. So this get max, and we know that what do we mean by resolution of the screen? That is the maximum in the x coordinate and maximum in the y coordinate. This will gives us the resolution of the screen. So if we apply this function get max x, which is an inbuilt function in the .h graphics.h library, then we will be getting the maximum value in the x coordinate. That will an integer value, right? Mane, our displays are generally, what is our display? 640 into 480, 1024 into 1280, like this, all the displays. So the getMaxX function will return an integer value. So in order to hold that integer value, we need to define a variable a, b, c, d, x, y, z, anything. We need to define a variable. So let us save the value in a. So the integer value that this getMax x will return, it is saved in the variable a, and the integer value that is this getMax y will return, it is saved in the variable b. I have used the terms a and b. It is not a mandatory thing. You can use any variable you want. And since I have defined this a and b, so I need to define or declare this A and B as well, right? So what does this do? In our A, I have the maximum value of the x coordinate of our screen. In our B, I have the maximum value of y coordinate in our screen. Now I need to do now what? I need to print these two variables. So we will use a printf statement. And in the printf statement, you all know the basic syntax of a printf statement. So suppose I am writing that the screen resolution is, then I need to display these two variables, that is percentage d in percentage d, and then comma a variable and b variable, right? So this printf statement, I need to close this with a semicolon. So fine. And I have this get ch and close graph, all of this, right? So let us run the program. See, see, here the screen resolution of my laptop, it is given 631 into 468. In your case, it may be different. It may be 639 into 479. It may be something, anything it may be, right? So the result is the screen resolution of my this system is 631 468. Now, why is this the first program that I am running? Because whenever you will have to deal with coordinates and all, you need to know exactly that what is the resolution of your screen. Acha, please move this window away from the shared application. This pop-up is coming. Big, second. Yeah, this pop-up is coming because of the con Zoom app. Okay, I am I am recording these things on Zoom app, so this pop-up is coming because of the Zoom app. But actually, the output result is this screen, this black screen. Okay, so why I am running this program as the first program? Because when we will be dealing with subsequent coordinate systems and values of coordinates in the subsequent programs, at first we need to know what is the maximum capacity of x value and what is the maximum capacity of y value in my screen, so that all my programs can have a maximum of this value, whatever values which we'll be using. So this is the basic first program about how to program to find out. So I'm closing this result. So this was the program to find out the resolution of the screen. Okay, now we will be doing the next program. This is the section of the code which we have written down specifically for this program. So I am deleting this one, right? Because the rest of the things should be intact. Now, let us write a program to highlight a pixel. Okay, suppose I have, what is pixel? Points that make up my screen is pixel. So now I know that my resolution is 631, and I think that was what, 480 or something. Oh, sorry, 468. So let us write a program to so the second program which we are doing is a program to highlight a pixel. Okay, that is this screen contains so many pixels. So one pixel coordinate we will give and it will make highlight you. Okay. Okay. So there is another inbuilt function called put pixel. Okay. Now what does this function take? This function takes three parameters. This function takes three parameters. That is, we will have to provide the coordinate value of the point in the entire screen where I want to highlight that point. So x1, y will be the coordinate values, and I will have to specify the color of my highlighting pixel. That is, with what color I want to highlight my pixel. Okay. Suppose in my 631 x coordinate, I want to highlight the position 250 in x, and the xy coordinate, let it be 250 and 200. Okay. So this 250 and 200, I will have to provide it over here in place of x and y, right? So the among the three parameters, two parameters are taken. That is in which coordinate I want to highlight the pixel. The next, I will have to specify the color with which I want to highlight. Now, in graphics, what happens is there are a lot of colors. Not all the 256 colors are not available, but a lot of colors are available, like black, blue, green, cyan, red, magenta, brown, light gray, dark gray, light blue, etc. So approximately like 20 colors are available, like 16 colors are available. So here you will have to specify the name of the color, and that should always be written in capital letters, because this is the format. Suppose I want to highlight the pixel with red color, so I will light the color with which I want to highlight my pixel in red. Suppose I want to highlight the pixel with green color, so I will write my color in caps green. Suppose I want to highlight the pixel in blue color, so I will like that this blue, like this. Okay. Okay. Now this thing which I have written over here, I have directly mentioned the value of the coordinates in this inbuilt function only. So this can be a case also. And separately, if you do not want to do that, if you can take the values in two variables like this, and you can specify the name of the variables over here. I have used x and y as the variable names. You can use a, b, c, d, anything you want. So you can do this thing also. Okay, right? So in two ways this can be done. Either you can specify the coordinates outside the inbuilt function and just name the or just include the name of the variables in which the values are saved, or you can do what? Or you can directly specify the values of the coordinates inside the put pixel function. Either of the two will work. So my job is done, right? I have already highlighted a pixel, right? So what will I will do? I will now run this program. See, if you can notice, here there is a blue spot. If you can notice, here there is a blue spot. One thing you can notice, that two black windows are there, right? This one is one and this one is one. Now this window is the window where I will be giving inputs. If I have any input to give, I will be giving the inputs, like in C programs, what we used to do. Now this is the window where any graphics related drawings or pictures will be displayed. So two windows will always be there. One where I will be inputting, and another, oh, sorry, and another where the graphics images or pictures will be displayed. So this is the, if you can notice, this is the location of the pixel that is in my screen. This is the location of the coordinate 250 comma 200. So it is highlighted with blue color. Okay. Now, okay. Hmm. You can see that here I have not written the name of the color, but I have written a value 1. There are a few things like in the graphics, black has the value of 0, blue has the value of 1, green has the value of 2, cyan has the value of 3, like so on. So these are the values of this color. So in the third parameter in this put pixel function, either you can give the value of the color which is there, or you can give the name of the color. In the two conventions are okay. In the first, while running the program, I specified it as blue. I have written this term blue. It executed and gave me the result. Now, in the second case, I have given the value of blue, that is 1. Still, it will run, it will execute and give my desired result. See, it has given. This is the portion where this blue spot is highlighted. Okay, okay. So, this was all about the second program, right? That is the program, that is a small C program to highlight a pixel. Okay. Now, let us go to the third program. Now, the third program is program to change the background color, suppose. What do we mean by program to change the background color? So where the color of the background, that is the color of the console, where we got the output, the result, that is my blue pixel was highlighted, that background was black in color. I can change it to any color I want. For that, there there is a inbuilt function called set. Sorry, it will be in small. Set bk color. This is the inbuilt function set bk color, which stands for set background color. And in this, within parenthesis, I need to provide the color with which I want to change my background to. That is, suppose you want to change the background to, suppose, green color. So I will specify here as green. Okay. So let us execute the program. Why didn't it run? Hmm. Actually, this is the code for changing the background color. I don't know why it is not running in my console, but this is the section of code by running which we generally change the background color of our graphics output console. Anyways, never mind. This is the inbuilt function where so let's just give the value of the green to 2. So let us give the no, it is not running. Okay, so I don't know why it is not running, but this is the section of code, that is the this inbuilt function set bk color. It changes the background of your Windows console. That is the portion of the console where these outputs are visible. These images are drawn. It changes the background color from black to the desired color I want to do. Okay, so let us go to the third program. Now, there are a lot of ways of running this graphics program. That is, these inbuilt functions have been defined to easier our writing programs. But it doesn't mean that without the use of these inbuilt functions, we cannot run a program. Suppose I am saying that program to highlight a pixel. without using the put pixel function. That is, we have just learned how to use the put pixel function and do that. So without using this put pixel function, suppose I still want to highlight a pixel. Okay. So how do we do that? Suppose I want to highlight a pixel at the region x 100 and y 200. Okay. So my coordinates are 100 and 200, right? So I can very well run an a code like for the value of I, which is equal to 100, and I less than 101, and for the same coordinate, if I found the value of j is equal to 200 and j less than 201, j plus plus. Okay. So if I found this, what I will do, that is this for loop I, this for loop I will run for exactly one time. 100 and 100 minus 100 and less than 101, that is exactly one time. 100th, for the position of 100 it will lie, and if it is true it will enter, and this j loop will run for exactly once, that is for the position of 200. And if I get this position 100 and 200, I will simply, what I will do, I will simply highlight that point. So the two coordinates, where is this value saved? 100 and 200. It is saved in I and j. So the two coordinates, since we have studied that put pixel trace takes three parameters as the input. So the first parameter is I, where the value is 100. The next parameter is j, where the value is 200. And the third parameter is with the color we need to highlight. Suppose I want to highlight it with red color. So that's it, right? So for j bracket close is this one, and for ith bracket close is this one, and the rest is something. Now since I have used these terms I and j, suppose I am declaring this as well. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. So let's run this program. See, in this location you can see a red dot. That is, here it has highlighted the position 100 and 200, that is the coordinate 100 200 with the color red, see, in this position. So in using inbuilt functions, this is the program to highlight a pixel without using the put pixel function, that is without directly specifying the value, how to use it using a loop. So we can always program using basic C language in our, and in addition to the inbuilt functions, and at the basic level we can just use the inbuilt functions to highlight or to run the programs. Okay. So the next program, suppose program to draw a line. To draw a line using inbuilt function. So the fifth program is program to draw a line using inbuilt function. That is, there is an inbuilt function named line which takes four parameters as input, and we can draw a line using that inbuilt function. So this is the section of the code which I have written according to the need of my previous program. The rest will be as it is. So there is an inbuilt function named line function, which takes four things as parameters, suppose A, B, C and D. How do we draw a line in copies also? There is a x1 coordinate x1 y1 and there is another x2 y2, and we just simply draw a line between 2 points or two coordinates, right? So inside this line inbuilt function, we just provide the two coordinates, that is AB, and here that is x1 y1, and here we provide the two coordinates x2 y2, that is the final coordinates. This is the source coordinates from where the line will start, and this is the destination coordinates, the where the line till where the line will be drawn. So AB is our x1 y1 according to our copy sense, and CD is our x2 y2, right? Okay. Suppose I want to draw a line between the coordinates 100, 200 and 300, 400. So our x1, y1, this section is 100, 200, and our x2, y2, this section is suppose the value of 300, 400. I can go till 400 because in my x coordinate the maximum resolution was 631. So 100 and 300, these two values of x are okay within 631 range, and in my y coordinate the maximum of y values was I think 468. So this 200 and 400, these two values are within the range of y, so this is okay. So remember, this is x1 y1 and this is x2 y2. Whenever you need to provide the coordinate, in provide in this manner only. You cannot jumble, like here you are writing x1 value, then suppose here you are writing the x2 value, here you are writing the y1 value, then y2 value. No, the format will be whatever from which point to which point you want to draw the line, that you decide, and these sections will hold the coordinates of the source point consecutively, x value, y value, and this section will hold the values of the y of the destination point, that is x2 and y2. Okay, so let us run this program. See, a line is drawn from 100, 200 to 300, 400 value. A line is drawn. Okay. Now, this uh, in this line function, I have directly given the four values. If you want, you can give the four values in the outside in other four variables. That is, suppose I am giving it at int a equal to 100. Then in B, I am saying 200. In C, I am saving 300, and in D, I am saving 400. Okay. Suppose I am doing this, and here what I will do is I will simply provide the variable names where the values are already saved. Okay. So if I execute this one, see, my result is still there. One thing can happen is, what you can do is, here in this program, I am specifying, that is, it is a static value, that is how many times I will run this program. This program will always run with the values of 100, 200 and 300, 400. Okay. And if I want to change the value of any of the coordinates, I will have to do inside this code only. But if you want to run this program, you can run it in dynamic time also. That is, the user will give the input of A, B, C, and D, and accordingly, it will draw the line in the console. Okay? Okay. So let us do that. Okay. So in the earlier program, what did we do? We were statically, that is, we were giving the values in the inside the program only. But now we want to give the values while the program will learn according to the users or the end users who are running the program. According to that, they will give the output. Now, what are the two coordinates? X1, Y1, X2, Y2. So suppose I am using a printf statement, that is enter the values of the source and destination coordinates, and I am using a scanf statement to take these four values 100, 200, 300, 400. I will have to take these values from the user, right? So I have taken these values in x1, y1, in x2 and y2. Okay, and these are the format specifiers. The same way how we write a C program using printf and scanf. How do we take inputs from a user using scanf? Same. And here I have used, instead of ABCD, I have used this variable name x1, y1, x2, y2 to make you understand better. So whatever variables I am using here, I have defined that. Okay, I have declared those. So now what will happen? There will be an output console where it will be written that enter the values of the source and destination coordinates. Then the next line, that output console will want the value of four coordinates from the user. Now when I will input the value of the four coordinates, since I have written this line function, it will take the values and accordingly it will draw the line, right? And since the values will be taken in x1, y1, x2, y2, these variables, so inside the line function I have passed this four parameter names x1, y1, x2, y2. Fine. So this is the program where I can change, or the user who is running using the program as an end user, he can change and get different outputs at different times according to his or her wish. So let us execute and compile the program. Okay. Now you can see that in this black Windows BGI console, earlier where there was a picture, now no picture is there. Now this turned to white because say it says not responding. That is, my laptop is hanging a bit. Anyways, so what did I say? There are two consoles. This consoles is the console where the output of the pictures or images will be displayed, and this console is the console like the C program where I will be, or the user will be giving the inputs. So it says enter the values of the source and destination coordinates. So my x1, y1 was 100, 200, and x2, y2 was 300 and 400, right? I have specified the four parameters of the four values of, or the source and destination coordinates of my line. Now enter. Now if you see this Windows BGI screen, see the output is displayed, right? So it is not a mandatory thing that always you have to define every value inside the program while writing the program. Also you can give the input just like a C language program where you used to give the inputs from the, you take used to take the inputs from the users. You can do that also. Okay. Okay. Now we have studied the use, that is how to draw a line using the inbuilt line function. That is this, using this line function, how to draw a line. But we can draw a line without using this line function also. That is, using only put pixel, we can draw a line also. That is, we can draw a line without using an inbuilt function. So let us do the next program, that is program to draw a line without using the inbuilt function. That is, without using this line function, we will draw the line. Okay. Okay. Now, one thing is, what does this function put pixel does? It highlights a pixel. That is, pixel by pixel, whatever the coordinates are. That is, every pixel has two values, x value and y value. That because every pixel is a coordinate in your entire xy axis. If you consider the screen of your laptop or computer as the xy axis, then every point that builds up the screen has two values, x value and y value. So if, and what does this put pixel function does? It highlights a pixel. That is, it highlights a coordinate point. Now if I use a put pixel function and if I use a loop, that is, I will specify a start and specify a end, and in the between, I will use a put pixel function. So, what will it do? It will go on highlighting all the coordinates between the start and the end. I will use a for loop of start and end, and inside the for loop, I will use a put pixel function. So whenever the for loop will start and where the for loop will end, in between all the pixels, it will go on highlighting it with the color I have specified. And it will, as a result, it will give us an effect that a line has been drawn. So a line will be drawn, right? Okay. So let us do. Okay. So when I was using the line function, what was my two coordinates? My two coordinates was, one was 100 and 200. So the first x coordinate was 100 and 200, and the next, that is the first coordinate x1 y1 was 100 and 200, and the next, that is the final coordinate x2 y2 was 300 and 400, right? This was my two coordinates of x1 y1 and x2 y2. So whenever I will run the for loop, I will run for these two values only. That is, my x values will run from 100 to 300, and my y values will run from 200 to 400, right? Because 100 and 200 are what? X1 and y1, and 300 400 what? X2 and y2. So my x values are 100 to 300 and my y values are 200 to 400. So whenever I will run the program, I will run a for loop, and my for loop will start, that is my I, that is my x value will start from 100. It will continue, suppose, till 300, and in the between it will go on incrementing. And for each x coordinate, that is for each values between 100 and to 300, there will be values of y, that is 200 to 400, because a coordinate is a combination of x and y values. So for each 100, that is for each loop of x value, there will be another loop of y values, and this y values range will be from 200 400, right? And for each of these x and y values, what are we doing? We are highlighting that point, that coordinate. So there will be a put pixel function which will take the values of I and j, because at each time these two variables will have values. That for first time it will have 100 200 this coordinate, for next time it will have 101 201 this coordinate. So like this, it will take the two, between the three parameters, it will take the values of ij, and the last, suppose I want to color it with red, so I will give it as red. Okay, so this section I am deleting, right? Okay. Now you can see I have declared this or initialized this I to 100 inside this loop only. So I have specified as int inside this loop only. You can do this also, or you can do what? You can initialize or write this int separately. Like here you can define I and j, and here you can simply write I. No need to write int here. Okay. So both of the ways are correct. So let us run this program. Okay, one mistake which I have done is like if you people notice that when I ran the program, it square was printed and it was filled with color. For a single line, the concept of put pixel is each and every pixel it will highlight. So I will only have to specify one value, that is if I start the value from I is equal to 100, it will highlight this pixel and it will go on highlighting all the pixels like from 100, 101, 102, 103 like this. It will go on highlighting all the pixels till 300. And if I, in this for loop, if I run it using a put pixel by giving this to and the color as red, then only it will give a output. See, the line is drawn from 100 value till 300, the line is drawn, and in between all the pixels it has highlighted using the red color, since I have given the parameter input pixel as the red color, and it has highlighted all the pixels, and we see a normal red colored line. Okay, so this was the concept about the how to use a line function, that is how to draw a line without using the line function and with using the line function, inbuilt line function. Okay, so I hope you people have been able to understand these all basic programs. Okay, now there is another inbuilt function named circle. Okay, where it takes three things as parameters. That is, it takes the x, y and r. Now this x and y stand for the center of the circle. Now if you notice, whenever we the name of the program is draw a circle using inbuilt function. So the inbuilt function is circle, where it takes three things as parameters: the value or the value of the center of the circle. That is, whenever in class 10, 11 we used to draw a circle using our compass, we used to fit the pin of the compass in a, in a location in our page from where we wanted to draw the circle, and the distance between this pin and the nib of the pencil, it holds the radius with which we used to draw a circle. And holding the pin on our page, we used to draw an arc, and we used to move our finger using the compass, and as a result it gives us a full circle. Same way, circle takes three parameters, that is the value of xy, that is the value of the center of the circle from where we want to draw, and the value of r, that is the value of radius. Now this x, y, r values you can give it in outside, like in this section you can define it x equal to something, y equal to something, r equal to something, and then write x, y, r. You can give direct values over here like 100, 250, anything, or you can take these values as input from the user. Like here you will suppose I am saying printf, then I am saying enter the values of x, y and r. Okay, and there is a scanf where I am saying ki percentage d, percentage d, percentage d, then ampersand x, ampersand y, ampersand r, so that I can take it as input from the user. And then I am drawing the circle with x, y, r. Now I have used the terms x, y and r. If you want, you can use anything. These are all variables. It can have any name, or it can have any term. Okay. Okay. Now when I will run this program, oh, sorry, I forgot to declare x, y, and r. I have used x, y, and r, right? I need to declare those also, na? Okay, sorry. Okay. Now you can see that the small window, it is asking for me enter the values of x, y, r. Suppose the location from where I want to draw the circle is 100, 200 and the radius of my circle is 25. So I am giving xy coordinates as 100, 200 and the radius as 25. And see in my this screen the circle is drawn. In my 100 and 200 as the center location of the circle and with my radius 25 it is drawn. Now suppose I am changing the radius, okay? See, the circle became bigger. I changed the radius to 50, keeping the same center coordinates. Now my circle is changed like this. So this is the inbuilt function to draw a circle using the circle inbuilt function. Now, when we will be studying more and more programs, like since I finished module 1 in the theoretical part, we will be studying module 2. Now, module 2 consists of this line drawing algorithms, circle drawing algorithms, and so. So, there we will be studying that this inbuilt function, this circle function, without using this circle function, how can we draw circles by using algorithms, and how can we draw lines also by using the concept of algorithms. Okay. Now, considering all what we have learned, suppose I want to draw a rectangle. Okay, I want to draw a rectangle without using the inbuilt function. There is an inbuilt function of rectangle as well, where we need to provide the four coordinates as the lower left coordinate and the upper right corner coordinate. That is, in a rectangle, we know that the opposite sides are equal. So for drawing a rectangle, there is an inbuilt function named rectangle, where in the four parameters, we need to provide the lower left corner coordinates and the upper right corner coordinates. Okay. So first, let us study that how to draw a rectangle without using the inbuilt function. Now, let me show you once by drawing a rectangle. Acha, suppose I want to draw a rectangle, okay? Uh, my first line will be like this, right? So let us suppose that this coordinate, the first coordinate is 100 to 100. So here it is 100 to 100 and this coordinate, the second coordinate is 300 to 100. And from here we will again, sorry, so from here there will be another line, right? Again from here there will be another line, right? So from here there will be another line. Like this the rectangle is drawn, right? Okay. So this coordinate, it is what? 100, 200. Sorry. So this coordinate is 100, 200. So suppose while drawing in the copy I am calculating. So if I want to draw a line from 100 to 100 coordinate in the same direction, in the forward direction, so there will be a change in x coordinate, right? But there won't be any change in y coordinate. So suppose this second point, that is this point, suppose it has the coordinate of 300, 200. That is, this x distance has increased, y distance is same. So 200 for this point also, 200 for this point also. Then from here, if I want to draw downward this line, so if I am calculate manually, there will be a decrease in y coordinate. Fine, right? From upper I am moving downward, but there won't be any decrease in x coordinate because opposite sides same coordinate. So this coordinate may be 300 and 100. Now if I want to draw from here, if I want to draw till here, there will be a coordinate, that is this coordinate, there will be a decrease in x coordinate. So from 300 there will be a decrease in x coordinate. And what is this decrease? It is opposite to the x value of 100, so it will definitely be of value 100. And since the y coordinate is same for this and this, because there is a decrease in x direction only, backward direction, so the y coordinate will be same for this 100, because we know what, in a rectangle the opposite lines are equal, right? I think this is something we learn in class 6 only, right? So what will be this be? This will be 100 and 100. So we basically have 4 points. So we basically have 4 points. That is, if I use the line function in order to draw a rectangle, see, if you use a line function between these two coordinates, a line will be drawn like this. Then if you use the line function between this coordinate and this coordinate, a line will be drawn like this. If you use a line function from this coordinate to this coordinate, a line will be drawn like this. And if you use a line function from this coordinate to this coordinate, a line will be drawn like this, right? So if I used 4 line functions, where from the first line function I will specify 100, 200 and 300, 200. For the second line function, I will specify 300, 200 and 300, 100. For the third line function, I will specify 300, 100 and 100, 100. For the fourth line function, I will specify 100, 100 and 100, 200. So if I have 4 line functions, so I will have as a result an output as a rectangle only. So see, I have used 4 line functions, right? And let's see what is the output we give. So let us execute. See, as a result, we get a rectangle. So using the line function, we use the concept of line function we just learned today for drawing an image of a rectangle. Right? Now, I have specified the values inside the line function. If you want, you can specify the values outside this function, or if you want, you can take the values from the user while the program will run, that is in dynamic time. Okay. Now, okay, one thing you may ask that whatever I am drawing, it is always getting displayed in white color only. So there is a function called set color. There is an inbuilt function called set color, where inside the bracket you need to specify the color with which you want the output to be drawn. So suppose I am specifying red. I want to draw the out, I want to have the output in red color. So before the lines of codes where the lines or the pictures will be drawn, before that you need to write this line, that is set color red, if you want to have the output as red color. So now if I execute, you will see the rectangle is drawn in red color. Okay. You can change it to any color of your wish. I am changing it to green. See, the rectangle is drawn in green color. So like this. Now, the problem is that, wait, I need to, okay. Now the problem is if you run this function, set color function, by writing in small letters, it won't execute, because this is the syntax where the color name, that is among the 16 color names, you need to provide the name of the color in capital letters only. Okay. Okay. Now let us understand that how can we draw a rectangle using the inbuilt function, that is the rectangle inbuilt function. So let the color to be set in blue. I am not removing that. So this is the change, that is programmed to draw a rectangle using inbuilt function. Okay. Now, as I have said, the name of the function is rectangle, and in between I takes four things as parameters. And what are these four things? This is the lower left corner of the rectangle, and this is the upper right corner of the rectangle, that is the lower left coordinates of the rectangle and the upper right coordinates x2 y2 of the rectangle. Since rectangle is opposite, that is rectangle is equal in the opposite directions. So if I notice my rectangle, my lower left corner was 100 100, and if I notice my rectangle, my upper right corner is 300 200, right? So I need to provide this true. So my lower left corner was 100 100, and my upper right corner was 300 200, right? So if I execute this inbuilt rectangle function, see, the rectangle is drawn. Okay. And similarly, these values I have provided inside the rectangle function only. If you want, you can take it in variables and give the variable names inside this parameter through rectangle function. If you want, you can take the values while runtime from the user, that is who is running the program. Okay. So these are all about the basics of finding out the resolution of screen, how to highlight the coordinate in your system, how to use the line function, using the line function, how can we draw a rectangle or a square or anything. And without using a line function, how can we do that? Then if you do not want to use the line function, still you can draw a line using the put pixel function concept. Then you can draw a circle using the inbuilt function, that is there's an inbuilt function. Then how can we change the color of the images, that is if my images are being highlighted in a specific color, by using the set color, how can we change that? Then how do we change the background of a color, this also. Then let us study one thing, that suppose in my graphics output screen, I am displaying something, and in a section I want to display a text on my graphical mode screen. Okay. So write a program to display a text in my graphics mode screen. So this is a program to display a text in my graphics mode screen. So I am removing this function. Let the text be highlighted or written in blue color only. So I am keeping this blue color. Okay. So there is a function named, sorry, it will be in small. There is a function named outTextXY, and in between that it takes three parameters. It takes the parameters of the coordinate from where the writing will be started, and it takes the another parameter it takes is the string, that is what is to be needed. Suppose I am writing, sorry, Suppose I am writing, hello everyone, welcome to the computer graphics lab. Okay. Suppose I want to this line, want to write this line. So outtext xy will take three things as parameter. It will take the value of the xy coordinate, that is the value of the point or the coordinate from where the writing will start. Suppose I want to start the writing from 100 to 100 location, this coordinate or this point or this pixel. And after that, within double quotes, it needs the line which I need to write. Okay. So there is a semicolon, end. Fine. So let us run this program. See, hello everyone. Welcome to the computer graphics lab. This is written. Okay. Suppose I want to use the color green. I want to write it in green color. See, hello everyone. Welcome to the computer graphics lab. So whatever coordinate you provide, from there it will start. So if I provide a coordinate 300 and 100. See, earlier it was in the left section of my screen, but now it is in the upper right section of my screen. Now, so from the coordinate 300, 100, this line has been written. And this coordinate, you can pass it in the form of variable also, or you can take it while running the program. That is, while running the program, you may take it also. Okay. So this is the program to display a text in my computer, that is my graphics mode screen. All right. So this is about the basic concepts or the first basic class of few inbuilt functions which we need to know. How do we write those functions? How do we execute those functions and so on? So I hope you people have understood this. So for any query, you may reach out to me any second. Okay. Thank you so much.